Welcome back, guys. We are here with another week of box office, so let's get into it. Make sure to like, sub, comment, and follow me on Instagram. Up first, we have & Juliet, which has seen a very noticeable decline week to week in the past 2 weeks. Again, it's not in any major trouble, but we are starting to see what we saw last year in & Juliet, which was that their financial clout was starting to slowly dissipate at a level that was kind of concerning. So last week they performed to 97% and 958K, and this week 94% and 814K. That's a pretty sizable drop. And at that point, & Juliet probably lost money this week. If it continues in this direction, I don't think this will make it that far into next year. It's not going to close at the end of this year because it's had such a solid year, and this is to be expected in terms of overall numbers, and it had a couple of weeks in the $1 million club in the summer. Albeit they were a bit lower than the producers wanted, but still, this is fine for at least this year. But and it's had a good time. It's been here for 3 years. It recouped its investment. It's very successful. Vista Social Club, last week 97% and 1,064,434, and this week 96% and 1,029,415. So again, it's doing perfectly fine. Cabaret it's gonna close soon. 100% it's gonna close next month. 84% last week and 587K, 77% and 569K. This is just completely unsustainable. Yeah. And I do think this will close in the next couple of weeks. Death Becomes Her fell not super bad. 98% to 97%, and 1,393,417 to 1,346,154. Gypsy, in its final weeks, 67% and 942K last week to 83% and 1,191,140. Hades Town is holding on very solid. 99% to selling out, and 716K to 729K. Obviously, I would prefer if Hades Town was in the 750K plus area, but this is still solid enough numbers where it's probably just about making its money every single week, and it's had a very good 2025 apart from May, and it has no big stars in it at the moment, so this is very good news. Hell's Kitchen, 84% to 82%, and 839K to 839K, so it actually stayed the same. Again, it's not doing horrible, it's just doing okay. It's had a very solid year. It's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. This will be here a year from now. They're just experiencing softer numbers, but again, sooner than they probably wanted it. Just in Time sells out, and 1,321,510 to this week's 1,299,056. Maybe Happy Ending sells out again, and 1,401,674 to 1,409,272. Moulin Rouge is bound to, I cannot believe they're still open. 96% last week, 95% this week, and 986K to this week's 967K, and this is with stunt casting. MinceMeat, 94% to 92%, and 657K to 630K. After a momentous June and July, they've really fallen off in the last month, and so I do think they will close in February instead of extending because the grosses are not going in the direction I would want. We'll see how the next 2 months pan out, but if this stays in that 600K, 700K range, I don't think it's worth it. I mean, it's probably making just a bit of money or maybe losing it, but it's not headed in the right direction. And I think that, they played it smart because they made it a limited engagement, and if they keep it a limited engagement, more people will come and see it in the dead months of January and February. And again, the show, the fact that it was as financially successful as it was out of the gate, especially even though it's based on history, it is an original musical. The fact that it managed to do so well in the beginning and still right now it gives me hope for the new musical, even though it's declining. Although again, I could see it going back into the 7s and maybe the 8s, and if it can stay there, maybe they will extend. 6, 82% to 78%, and 713K to 651K. Again, I think it will still be here a year from now because of how inexpensive it is to put on. It's recouped its investment, I believe. And this is also normal for a show that's been here for 3 years. And it's had a pretty solid year, although it has done significantly lesser in terms of summer numbers than they would have liked, I think. So they didn't even make it to the $1 million club this summer. So that's concerning. Stranger Things continues to disappoint. I know I say it every single week, but what is there to say? 76% to 74%, and 970K to 947K. I mean, they've lost more money than they've made money. I do think they will keep it here, but I don't know if it'll even be here a year from now. I feel like if ticket sales don't pick up after the TV show, what's the point? Gatsby, 87% to 87%. And 946K to 946K, so it stayed the same. And these are solid numbers for Gatsby as they head into September, and they've done very good this year. And then The Outsiders sells out, and 1,231,912 to 1,189,621. So 6 and MinceMeat are shows that could close, but I don't think 6 will close, but MinceMeat will most likely not extend. Stranger Things, I think, could be gone by this time next year. Moulin Rouge and Cabaret that are at the most vulnerable. So those are the grosses. Again, not a super exciting week, but still some interesting developments. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.